Hi folks, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Ryan here. I'm going to get ready to brew a kit. Let's have a look at it. This will be my first real partial mash kit. It is the Speckled Heifer from Northern Brewer. I believe it's supposed to be a clone of Spotted Cow. I've never had that beer because it's not available in Iowa. So I thought, well, what the heck, let's make it. What better way to try a new beer than make it yourself, am I right, folks? Alright, let's take a look here. Like I said, this is a partial mash. So we have, let's see, we got nice little grain bill here. All sorts of good stuff. I'll pull out the instructions and we'll see what those grains are. Alright, we have some 2 pounds of 2-row, half pound of carapils, 1/4 pound of flaked barley, and 1/4 pound of flaked maize. Sounds pretty good. Alright, let's see what else we got here. We got some cluster hops. I believe that's the only, actually, okay. So this is the only, we only get 1 ounce of hops, but it'll be split to 2 additions. 3/4 of it will go in at the beginning, and then 1/4 in like the last 15 minutes, I believe. Yep. Actually, the first 3/4 will actually go at 45-minute mark, not 60. Have some Pilsen malt syrup, care of Northern Brewers, and some Pilsen light dried malt extract. Alright, and probably one of my favorite yeasts here. It's a very good, nice, safe ale yeast to use. Safe Ale US 05. So, I'm going to get started here. Maybe I'll record some more footage as I go along and see what happens. Well, right now I'm trying to get the temperature up to 164 for my mash water, as the instructions say. We'll see you a little bit. So I got the grains in, and took a little taste sample of them. Oh, they taste really good. It was nice and smell. I mean, it's really mild. It's sweet as you'd expect. It smells really good. Probably come out with a good product here. Once the temperature gets down a couple degrees, I'm going to put it over there on that towel, wrap it up a little bit, and I'll put a blanket on it. And I think I'm supposed to let it rest for like an hour, and we'll hope it maintains temperature. Hi folks. So I have it resting. I tucked it in. It's going to take a nap for about an hour. Now, do a little experiment. So one of the things it said you could do was put the kettle in the oven and set the oven on warm. As long as your oven wasn't too warm, on its warm setting. So here I'm going to heat up some water. I'm going to put it in the oven, and we'll just take a temperature reading after 20 minutes or so. And we'll see what temperature is when it's warm. So, right, everything's been mashing for an hour. Oh, that smells wonderful. I'm going to get the grains, or the mash water, up to 170 degrees. Then I'll grab my strainer, and I'll take the bag of grains out of the pot and put them in the strainer, and I'll set it over the mash water. And then I'll start pouring this water, which is 170 degrees-ish. I'll start pouring it about 1/4 at a time over the grains to get more of the sugars out. Yeah, that's a good sign. Looks like we got some sugars out of those grains. I'm going to pull this off the burner and add all the malt extract, and then we'll get it boiling again. Well, I got the malt extract put in. We'll get up to a boil. I'll start my timers. In 15 minutes, I'll add my first hop addition, the 0.75 ounces of cluster hops. And it's probably not exactly 0.75. My scale can only do tenths. But I figure I got 0.7 on this and 0.2 on that. So probably in a good range. And I'll throw it in later. Right, so we're coming up to the first hop edition, the 3/4 of an ounce of cluster hops. What I'm actually going to do, so I can try to reuse the bag for the second edition, I'm going to get it tight closed here. And I'm actually going to try to hang it off of the spoon, and I'll push it in with the mash paddle. Then, when the next hop edition comes up, I'll try to get the other hops in there. If it doesn't work, I can just throw those other hops in there. No harm done. So, I'll come back and we'll see how how successful I was. Well, you know, at least this first edition can be in the hot bag, regardless. You know, but we'll see if I can get myself set up for the second one. Hey guys, I'm back. I got my final hop edition in. I got most of it in the bag. It was a little difficult because the bag was, well, hot. We got my wort chiller in there. Got my adapter on my kitchen sink installed, so I'll be able to hook that up. Probably about a little less than 15 minutes. Let's see, I added a couple other things to this. Let's see, I added half teaspoon of Irish moss for clearing. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. You just need half teaspoon of that and 5 teaspoons of yeast energizer. I've used this on a previous one and the beer turned out pretty good, so I just figured, what the heck, better get rid of it. I originally got this for some cider, but I don't think it's the same stuff, so it seemed kind of dangerous to even use this then, you know, since it wouldn't be boiled or anything. So other things could grow on it, I guess, and eat it. But anyway, that's what I did. Added that. Haven't really added any major ingredients other than what was in the recipe. Got my yeast. Where's it at? Sanitized. Let's give an extra spray just to be safe. Spray everything down. Never be too sanitary. I think that pretty much concludes the video. Hey guys, well, finished the brew kit. That was a real fun one to do. I had tried to turn a pumpkin porter kit into a partial mash by adding pumpkin to it. And it was a real pain in the you-know-what, just because that pumpkin clogged up the bag, and then water was actually everywhere. And, well, that didn't happen this time, so I think I'd really like to do more partial mashes. Just after about an hour and a half, I think the airlock I have a bubbler airlock on it right now. One side was completely full of liquid, and the other side was, full of gas. So it's fermenting quite nicely. I don't know if you were wondering what the yeast energizer that I used. All it says here is it contains diammonium phosphate, spring cell, magnesium sulfate. So I don't know what any of that is, but supposedly it makes the yeast do their job better. Oh well. Anyway, I'll end today's Homebrew Wednesday video with the airlock. The activity that was going on just a couple hours after we got it in the carboy. So, happy homebrew. Cheers, 17. Enjoy the fruits of your labor and all that other good stuff. Hey folks, Ryan here again. The beer has been sitting in the fermenter for probably an hour or two now, and we already have good fermentation. Had a little trouble getting a reading. I'm not sure what the deal was. Originally it said it was like 1025, but then I got a reading of like 1045. So I'm going to assume that the latter was the correct one. but it's kind of hard to tell, but the output side of the airlock is full, while the other side is empty. Well, you know, it's full of CO2, so it's doing pretty good.